So my name is Tim Smith. This is Lisa Evans, and we're the co-owners of We Grow Microgreens. And thank you for all coming, and thank you for all the workers that made this happen as well. I just want to introduce Mayor Marty Walsh. She's been very supportive of us at farmers markets, and just amazing. Administration sent us a picture the other day of standing next to two kids at a farmer's market, and it really makes us feel good. So without further ado, Mayor Marty Walsh.
Thank you very much, Tim, and Lisa. Congratulations to both of you on this new farm. It's amazing. I want to thank City Council Tim McCarthy's here, City Council Nisa Sabi George is here. I want to thank the community for being here today. I want to thank the Commissioner from the Mass Department of Agriculture for being here today. Really exciting here. I apologize, we're kind of speeding up here. I'm heading actually to a funeral after this. Bob Walsh, the former director of the BRA, who passed away, so I'm heading in town for that. But to come back to this, we're excited about bringing microgreens, We Grow Microgreens, to their new home in Reedville. I don't know if you had a chance to walk around the farm, but it's absolutely amazing that we're in Boston. We're in the inner city, and when you walk down the path, you transform, you're in the suburbs, and you're in the country somewhere, and it's just amazing seeing what's happening here on this location. And it really is exciting, and Lisa and Tim deserve another round of applause from us because they're amazing. You know, they certainly share a passion for urban gardening and sustainable growth. They're serving farmers markets, restaurants, grocery stores across our city. There's some young people that are here, 3 young gentlemen that I had the opportunity a week ago to see, and they gave me some microgreens, and I thanked them for it. And it's amazing and important what we're doing here today. We're bringing fresh, nutritious produce accessible to all of our communities here in Boston. I had the opportunity, as I said, to meet some of the students last week. They gave me my own microgreens to take home, and it's a great way of seeing the businesses bringing our young people here to teach them new skills and to teach them the understanding of that and inspire them. And I just want to, you know, one of the things that growing up in Dorchester and Boston, we obviously in Dorchester, we didn't have farms there. But when I was a kid, we used to go to Ireland, and I grew up, my mother and father each grew up on a farm, and we'd go back as young kids in the summertime, and my grandfather was a farmer, and we'd have a chance to go out in the gardens and literally dig up the potatoes for dinner that night, pull the carrots out of the ground for dinner that night, have the cabbage growing in the fields, the onions growing in the fields, and growing fresh produce. And they did that for many, many years. Everything that my mother had and father had was made on the farm. The bread was made on the farm. The butter was made from the cows. The milk, everything we had. And a lot of times we lose that understanding here when we come to Boston. We just think that, you know, we buy the potatoes in the store and that's always the way it's been, and we don't understand the process. And when it comes to microgreens, we certainly don't understand the process. And having our young people and our constituents and people of the city understanding that and the importance of that. This project represents a special partnership between the community, the city, and the state. Partners coming together to bring new life to once vacant lands. And most of all, again, I want to thank Lisa and Tim for their vision investing in this neighborhood, and we're proud to support this project in such a meaningful way. The city provides almost an acre of land through our grassroots open space program at Department of Neighborhood Development. Sheila Dillon couldn't be here today, but her team is here. I want to thank them. This program helps residents develop community gardens, food forests, and urban farming in the neighborhoods. And as you go around the city of Boston, you see farms all over the city in different neighborhoods. You don't quite see something like this in the farms, but you certainly see some amazing things happening in our city. And we're happy to work with residents, and it is driven by residents, and helping residents transform underutilized lands into resources and gathering space for our community, not just buildings. How do we keep our space open? How do we make sure, not just by having a tree and grass on open space, how do we make sure that open space is producing something? And that's what we're seeing here today. We Grow Microgreens is also one of the first funding recipients through the Community Preservation Act. So I want to thank the residents for voting for the Community Preservation Act. You know, since the voters passed CPA, since you passed CPA in 2016, we've been able to fund 91 projects totaling $42 million. I want to thank the Boston delegation at the State House for increasing the state CPA match, and your state rep here, Angela Scatia, was part of that, and Mike Rush, in making sure that that money, next year, we're going to have more money there. But this project received $135,000 to create a pathway to connect residents to the farm. And if you get a chance, you'll walk down the pathway, and you'll walk to the end of the pathway, and Lisa has a vision to connect the pathway to the DCR and to really create a truly open space pathway. So not only do we have a farm here and growing microgreens, but we also have an opportunity to really open up the path for the community, for the neighbors, to have a nice, beautiful place to walk and to be able to reflect and see what's happening in our city and in this great neighborhood. This farm is an example how local action can make a citywide impact. As a city, we're committed to ending food insecurity in all our neighborhoods, something that also is something that is really important. Our Public Health Commission is part of that. Our different departments are part of that. Many of you in this room live in this neighborhood, but you're involved in a citywide conversation to make sure that people have access to good, healthy food. I know that the elected officials, and Isha Sabi George talks about it a lot in our schools, and our kids not having access to good, healthy food, and how do we make sure that our young people have access to good, healthy food. Tim McCarthy has done it through his leadership here as a city councilor, as well, making sure that our young people and our elders have access to good, healthy food, and we see the impacts when a community has healthy food of their life and health risks, and making sure that people have an opportunity to be healthy. So thank you for that. We released a little while ago our first ever food access agenda, which continues to support urban farming and local growers. And I know that the city in the past has been somewhat kind of, I don't want to say criticized, but been pushed on, saying that we're not moving quick enough. And there's a few laughs in the room, and so I agree with you for pushing me, saying we're not moving fast enough, but we are turning the corner here, and we're going to continue to make these investments. We're going to continue to find new ways to connect our residents to affordable, nutritious food in their own community. We're excited this farm will give We Grow Microgreens the space and resources to continue expanding their business and create an even wider impact. I want to thank everybody who had anything to do with this. Clearly, I want to thank the funders. I want to thank the community. I want to thank the activism, anybody who had anything to do with this. Thank you, Christine from CPA. Just thank you for doing this. This is exciting. I want to thank the press for covering this event because it's important for us. That's how we get our story out. When we need to continue to get our story out to the entire community. So I can't wait to see what grows here. I will just say one thing, Halloween's tomorrow, and down the back is pumpkin patches, and out front is the pumpkins that were grown in the pumpkin patches. So when you think about it, we have Reedville pumpkins that we're going to be celebrating Halloween with. So thank you very much. And I have a citation here from the city. I'm not going to read it, but to Tim and Lisa, congratulations on this, and we're very excited.
Hi, I am going to have Tim do the introductions.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's that time of year, and we've been running around. So, Lisa, well, I'm Tim. Welcome to We Grow Microgreens. We will be growing microgreens, edible flowers, and tropicals that have edible leaves like curry leaf plant. We want to thank the 11 different city and state departments that have worked on us with this project. The effort of the respective professionals that have collaborated on this project are admirable. The workmen have been amazing, as evidenced by the beautiful landscaping and greenhouse. The volunteer efforts from lawyers, architects, engineers, carpenters, friends, and family has been invaluable. We are grateful for the grants from the city, IMDAR, and the USDA that helped make the project possible. Finally, we could not have completed the project without the technical and moral support of the City of Boston and the residents of Reedville. An enormous thank you. This was a 5-year journey with the City of Boston, and we feel that is well worth the wait. An urban farm is a unique feature for the city, and we are excited to be the catalyst behind it. Thank you very much.
Now, introduce McCarthy.
And next, I'd like to introduce City Councilor Tim McCarthy. He's been very supportive with this process, and he'll tell you a little bit more about the site, I'm sure. Thank you, Tim.
And Sebastian, could you come up, please? Thank you.
feeling better. So I have a citation too. I'm not going to read it. I never thought as a District 5 City Council I would open 2 urban farms in 6 years. So we opened Clark Farm in Mattapan with my friends there, and that's phenomenal. And now we have, you can literally see the top of my house right over that. So I grew up here, and this used to be called Snake Field. And we had a couple bike trails through here. We used to play Relivio here, and we used to catch garter snakes here, and we used to dodge skunks because there was a lot of skunks in this area. And I met Tim and Lisa 6 years ago, and we kind of started this journey together as they had a small greenhouse off the back of their house and home in Rosendale. And I remember our first community meeting. You know, when you go to a community meeting, generally you get yelled at. It's what we get paid for. And everybody was saying, oh, there's going to be big trucks and helicopters coming in and taking trees, and oh, it's going to be crazy, crazy, crazy. And then slowly, Tim and Lisa started working into the fabric of the neighborhood. And people started to realize what a positive adventure this is going to be, and what a positive, integral part of the neighborhood they already have become. I was so proud to be on the ground from day one supporting Tim and Lisa. I'm so glad that I can walk around the corner now and fill up my, like a seafood taco with some nice, some veggies. And I'm looking forward to when you're going full tilt. And I'm really just welcome to the neighborhood. And I do want to thank the residents, specifically, on Norton and Danny and Como and Chesterfield and around this area, because there was a lot of meetings, and we get kind of worn out by meetings. But slowly but surely, people started to ask the right questions and talk about the right things. And here we are, and this is absolutely gorgeous. So congratulations, best wishes, and I will see you often. Thanks.
All right. Hi, my name is Sebastian Jarina, and I'm a senior at Boston Latin Academy. I first joined We Grow Microgreens back in August of 2018 as a volunteer, and soon after I was employed by Tim and Lisa. So I saw this project from the beginning when it was a prolific garden of weeds and trash to its near completion in this majestic greenhouse that we're in today. So the whole process has taught me a lot. I made new friends, see people come and go, and learn new things. Through Tim and Lisa, I've learned valuable business skills, improved my abilities as a leader, and learned more facts about microgreens than I know what to do with. So I think the coolest thing about this project, honestly, is that in 20 years, I'll be able to look back at this greenhouse and say to my kids, I helped make that. And to me, I think that's just amazing. But until then, I can't wait to see what the future holds for We Grow Microgreens.
Where are you going next year? Tell me where you're going next year.
I don't know yet. Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, next year, I plan to join the Marines and go to college. But the college isn't decided yet. All right, thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce the Commissioner of the Mass Department of Agriculture.
Good morning, everyone. I'm John LeBeau. It's an honor to be here, Tim and Lisa, on behalf of Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito for the opening of this incredible farm site. Just, wow, this place is amazing. We at MDAR applaud your vision to bring this project to fruition, and certainly the city's investment into urban food production and to rejuvenate this parcel of land, which I just learned, Snake Field, so it's quite a transformation. It's a testimony, what we have here today, to private, municipal, state, and federal partnership at its best. We at MDAR, the Baker-Polito administration, we're delighted with the results of our investment of $130,000 for infrastructure and energy efficiencies for the greenhouse that we provided through both our ag energy and our urban ag programs, and both of our coordinators for those two groups are with us, Rose Arruda and Jerry Polano, and I thank you for all the work you've did to do what we did to support this. Our urban agriculture program since 2014 has strengthened farming enterprises in cities across the Commonwealth by investing over $2.5 million, more than 70 projects for the production, processing, and marketing of fresh, nutritious, locally grown food. And this greenhouse is a shining example of the investments that we make. The Commonwealth's commitment to healthy food access plays an important role in addressing production and environmental challenges that we're seeing locally and nationally, and we're also addressing the priorities set by the Massachusetts Local Food Action Plan. We applaud what you're doing here, Tim and Lisa, through your thoughtful planning, and we know it's going to have long-term positive impacts on the surrounding community. I know we're here to celebrate the greenhouse, but I grew up in the nursery landscape business, so as I took a walk down that trail and saw the wonderful palette of plant material that's I see is about to be planted, it's a delight to see, and I can't wait when I come here to see what you're doing inside to see how that planting matures. So in closing, the Baker-Polito administration commends the efforts that you've made to address food production through sustainable and innovative practices here in Boston, and we look forward to our continuing to work together. Thank you so much for having me today.
One, two, three.